All right. Our next issue is going to be looking now at higher education, education in colleges and universities. And it's definitely been an issue that was on the campaign trail in the 2020 election. And is that should the U.S. government make state colleges, state universities into public universities? Should they make them tuition free? On this end, we're going to see that the liberals are going to say yes. Yes, we should. Colleges become unaffordable and it is necessary, so we should make it tuition free. Whereas conservatives are going to argue, no, this is now another entitlement program that's going to drain tax money and is make taxes go up and make accountability go down. So let's get into it. Shouldn't we make colleges, 4-year schools, public? Should we make them tuition free? State schools tuition free, not private schools, but public ones. Should we make a state college a truly public institution? And liberals say yes. College tuition costs have gone way, way, way up over the past few decades. Their proportional increase has gone way beyond the cost of living, way beyond inflation. At lowest average cost in the United States for 4 years tuition in a state college. Remember, this is not a private school where the average is $37,000 a year, over $100,000 for a 4-year tuition. In a state college is over $40,000. Many students and their families, in order to get their children into college, are forced to take on an enormous amount of debt. And this debt places a huge financial strain on people, either as they graduate college and are just beginning their professional life, or if the parents are paying for it, just as they are finishing their professional life and maybe looking towards retirement. And this strain disproportionately affects poor and middle class families who have to take on usually the greatest amount of debt to get a 4-year degree. And because of the overall cost of college, many people just choose not to go. Not because they lack the ability, but because they lack the funds. Now imagine if high school, as it was a few generations ago, was something that was only available to the wealthy, only available to those who could afford it. How much different our society would look today. And many argue that college is the equivalent of that. That if you want to get a decent job that has some protection, that has a decent salary, you're going to need a 4-year degree. It has become the equivalent of a high school degree during the 20th century. A college degree has become necessary to get a job that most middle class or higher to middle class professions require. You're not even going to get an interview without that degree, without that piece of paper. And statistics show that the more education you have, the greater your earning potential grows. So college is something that's becoming more and more not just a choice, but a necessity if you want to be economically viable as a human being in the United States. And removing these barriers to higher education, making it that is something that everybody can participate in as long as they have the grades and so on and so forth, will open a door to mobility that will help break the cycle of poverty and give more and more people the ability that want to go to college, that want to try to go into other professions, that opportunity that they've been denied because they can't afford to take on $40,000 in loans. Universal college tuition, argue the liberals, makes economic sense. Yes, will it be paid for by taxes, but in the end, it will pay for itself because it's an investment in our future. Young people who are entering the workforce will no longer have the burden of carrying tens of thousands of dollars of debt that they can hardly afford to make the payments on, just as they are in entry level of their jobs. When they are making the least, they are facing a massive amount of debt. And this curbs their spending potential. Just when they are suddenly making salaries, just when they're starting to make a decent living for themselves, they have to live very frugally if they want to get by in order to pay their college loans. But if we remove that barrier, their spending power goes up. Now all of a sudden they have professions. Now they're going to be investing into our society, buying cars, buying property. They'll be spending more money into our economy rather than into paying these loans. And they'll pay more taxes with those purchases. And they'll have to depend on the government less. We'll have less dependency and less people going on government programs to help them get by if they're able to start off life with a college degree that's already been paid. And on the other end, their parents won't be burdened with having to pay most of their savings to put their kids through college. People will be able to have money to actually retire, to save for their end-of-life care. And again, this will take burden off the state, where they won't have to be as reliant on Medicare, where they won't have to be reliant on Social Security in order to be able to get by. They won't have to shell out this great amount of money towards college, whereas instead they could funnel into having a better, healthier, and more independent life at the end of their life. Overall, universal college tuition raises the standard of living for both the young and the old. Now, the conservatives are going to look at all that and say, oh, well, there you go again, you liberals. Publicly funded college tuition is socialism. Again, it's taking from all, it's redistribution of the wealth. And this type of system doesn't work. Socialism fails. It leads to an entitled group of people who are not productive, who do not get things done. It's anti-capitalistic, and it's not mature. Instead, doing this, making college education, will make people more entitled, more lack of responsibility. That's the whole idea that a college education, argue to conservatives, is this is your first big step into the adult world of dealing with adult responsibilities. All right, I'm an adult now. I want a college education. Well, it's up to me as an adult to figure out how this is going to get paid. Uncle Sam shouldn't have to figure that out for me. I should be able to have the self-responsibility and the accountability to do that. To use a millennial word, this is adulting. This is acting like an adult. It's being responsible for yourself and paying for what you want in life. And this is just another idealistic scheme. Oh, wouldn't it be great if college was free? But yeah, then all of our taxes go up. College costs go up. There's a lot of unintended consequences. Another question, why should a person that doesn't have children in college, or already paid for their own college education and has paid off their loans, why should they pay for somebody else's education? Is that fair? And don't you think colleges, knowing that the government's just going to pay the tab, won't they just keep increasing tuition costs, which will keep increasing tax costs, which will keep making taxes go up? The conservatives argue it seems pretty simplistic to them. They're going to argue that students already have a lot of options available already to get government assistance. Affordable loans with low interest rates are available through the federal government, private lenders. Student loans usually have interest rates that are far lower than normal loans that people get in the adult world. Yes, they recognize this for students, and they keep them low so that way they can manage the payments successfully over time. And not only that, financial aid is available to most low-income and middle-class families. They're already getting money from the government. They're already getting money from the state. A lot. And not only that, you know you're going to need money for college. Work hard in high school. Pick up a sport. Work really hard to get a academic scholarship or an athletic scholarship. Earn more money by showing that you are a viable candidate to that school. You're not entitled to it. Work for it. A scholarship is something that somebody has to work for. So once again, try a hand at adulting. And not only that, if you are on campus, most colleges offer ways that you can work on campus to drive down your costs as well. So there's a lot of ways that you can pick up and act like an adult to bring down your costs without making college universal for everyone, argued a conservative. And unlike high school, the conservatives are going to say college isn't necessary. And it isn't viable for all young men and women. Not everyone needs to go to college. There's many high-paying jobs that are available without a college degree, that are available with vocational training. There are programs that are affordable where somebody can learn how to be a plumber, how to be an electrician, how to be a contractor, how to be a carpenter. There are ways that people can go for getting a union card to learn how to work in a wide range of professions that are vocations that don't require a college degree, that pay a great salary, that are often recession-proof, and don't require you to take a loan to get. Usually graduate quicker, start making money faster. So a college education shouldn't be an entitlement, argue the conservative. It's not something that everybody's entitled to. It should be something that is earned by those who are ready for it and those who desire it and those who need it for the profession that they want to go into. Sorry, but not everyone's mature enough. Not everyone's capable enough to complete a college education. College education is hard. So if they're not ready for it, and if they fail, why should all of us have to pay for that? Is that fair? Instead, if you try to go to college and you're not ready for it and you fail, shouldn't you be the one that has to pay for it? Well, that's both sides of that argument. You heard two different ones. Post your thoughts on one of the issues discussed in the comments section below. I can't wait to read your answers. And we're going to be wrapping this up soon and getting ready to choose topics. Thanks a lot.